Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the managing director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. As the title of this video suggests, we're discussing this ongoing alcohol ban, and for those who are unaware, I am not a big fan of it. People have actually asked me, they said, do you really miss your beer that much? And quite frankly, no, I have the same amount of beer as I've always had. I'm probably having it more at home, but it's not really, that's not really the issue. It's not my personal issue with respect to having a beer. It's more, I've just frankly watched the utter economic, for lack of a better term, devastation that this overall policy has caused. And I don't think policymakers really take into account just how much alcohol sales benefits the bottom line of, for example, a restaurant, to the point that running a restaurant without the ability to make that margin off that product, namely alcohol, it almost makes running a restaurant in certain circumstances an almost a futile enterprise, because they just almost can't make ends meet. And in some cases, they simply can't make ends meet without being able to serve alcohol. And I get it. Everybody wants to live in a perfect world where maybe people don't want to drink alcohol, or not as often as other people would like. But we don't live in that perfect world. People like that product and they want to have a drink. They want to have a beer with their cheeseburger, or wine with their steak, or whatever. And it just is what it is. The reason for the video is we've actually got pretty good evidence of what happens when you try to ban alcohol, especially when it's been legal. And that's the American experience with Prohibition. But before we get into that, I wanted to go ahead and quote this article. This is from ASEAN Now, ASEANnow.com. I urge folks who are reading it or watching this to go read that article. There's more in there than what I'm going to be quoting. But quoting directly, 5 senior police repositioned after raids find venues selling alcohol, breaking COVID-19 rules, and operating illegally in Bangkok. Thai police vow further nightlife crackdowns. Quoting directly, 5 senior police officials from the Lumpini police station were ordered repositioned by the Royal Thai Police on Sunday, October 17th, after allegedly neglecting the illegal sales of alcoholic beverages at a restaurant in downtown Bangkok that was raided on Sunday. Quoting further, this follows nearly daily raids across the country, especially in Bangkok and Pattaya, targeting venues selling alcohol illegally, which remains against COVID-19 rules. And this is key. COVID-19 rules set by the Center for COVID-19 Situation Administration, or CCSA. I'll get back to that in a minute. Bars and entertainment venues have been shuttered nationwide legally since April of this year, and restaurants are banned from selling alcohol, with the exception of Phuket, Samui, and Koh Lak, which have been given, quote, tourism exemptions for only restaurants. I can't state this enough. I mean, why does CCSA even have this power? And I would also love to know the data and the rationale behind this. No one's ever been able to explain to me, especially in the restaurant context. I can kind of understand the argument maybe in other contexts, but with respect to restaurants, I mean, they're already open. People are already gathered the way they're going to eat. I don't really see how adding a beer on someone's table or a glass of wine fundamentally changes the interactive experience of going to a steakhouse or a restaurant, for example. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Moreover, as I've discussed in other videos, why is the CCSA setting these policies? Who are these people? It's not the government in the same form that we're used to dealing with them. It's just these people that have just, are setting these policies. It seems off. Leaving that aside, I also thought, and folks might think that this is odd, but I think, repositioning 5 senior police officials after allegedly neglecting the illegal sales of alcoholic beverages at a restaurant in downtown Bangkok. I mean, what are they supposed to be, omnipresent? I mean, yeah, this is going to happen. Again, we've seen this historically, especially when you try to illegalize something that's always been legal and something as readily available as alcohol. The point I'm trying to make is, it's not so much the alcohol, it's just, to me, it seems like bad policy. You know, we're repositioning probably 5 otherwise pretty good cops, I suspect, over one restaurant that was selling alcohol. Is that the best use of resources? You know, and on top of this, I mean, we really need to be rethinking or thinking about the tourism sector that's set to come online in November. You know, I can't, yeah, okay, there's going to be a lot of people probably re-entering, a lot of them probably expats or prospective expats who just want to enjoy the lack of quarantine. But on top of that, if we're really going to hope to get any tourists back, I just don't see a lot of tourists wanting to come to Thailand without the ability to have a beer on the beach, for example, while they eat their club sandwich. So long story short, you know, we've seen the historical ramifications of prohibition, and maybe it's time to start seriously rethinking these policies here in Thailand.